Hey, this is Ed from the Grey Area. Welcome to Through the Years, an Ethio jazz special. journey begins actually way back before Ethio Jazz was even an idea. We look back to Nerses Nalbandian, composer and conductor of Armenian heritage. His family fled the genocide in Turkey around 1915 and settled in Ethiopia, where his uncle Kurvok Nalbandian became a renowned musician. Nerses took over the mantle of head of National Opera when his uncle retired, and Emperor Haile Selassie tasked him with composing music for the National Theatre. Nerses wanted to take local music to the stage with a big band sound, without losing its authenticity. It was solving this problem way back in the 1950s that laid the groundwork for what was to come. So now we move on to Ethio Jazz proper, and what better place to start than the father of the sound, Mulatu Estatke. Born in 1943 in Jimma, he took up studies in Wales of all places, where he discovered a passion for music and the arts. He then went on to study classical music at Trinity College London, working with the best and brightest of the UK jazz scene at the time. He wanted to promote and share Ethiopian music though, whilst also delving deeper into this newly discovered jazz music. He eventually moved to America and went to the Berklee College of Music in Boston, where he forged the blueprint for the Ethio Jazz sound, merging Western 12-note harmonies and instrumentation with the traditional Ethiopian pentatonic scales. In the 1960s, he moves again, this time to New York, and this is where Ethio Jazz was really born, establishing an Ethiopian quartet and recording 3 albums. The first 2, more of a Latin-infused affair, but 1972's Mulatu of Ethiopia gave birth to the sound we now know and love. Let's take a listen to Chafara, taken from the Mulatu of Ethiopia LP. A track where you can very much still hear that Latin influence, particularly in the introduction. Not too much later, Mulatu decided to return to Addis Ababa and brought with him this new genre of music, but was met with resistance. One of only 2 African nations never to have suffered colonization, the people of Ethiopia were suspicious of any form of cultural contamination, and as such, weren't sure about Estatkei's brand of westernized Ethiopian music, but with enough determination and insistence on the virtuoso's part, the nation soon came to accept it with open arms, a new sound for a modern Ethiopia. Yekatit Ethio Jazz was his first album recorded in Addis, and features an incredible collection of musicians: Fakadu Amde Meskel and Moges Habte on saxophone, Rhodesian-born Andrew Wilson and fellow Ethiopian Giovanni Rico on guitar, Tamare Harigu on drums, and Johannes Tekola on trumpet. Tekola would go on to lead the Walias band, the backing group for Hailu Mergia. More on him later. For now, let's have some more music, this time from the Yekatit LP, a smoky mystical number by the name of Gubelye. hugely important figure in the scene, of course Mulatu isn't the only Ethio jazz musician of note. Other all-time greats of worldwide renown include saxophonist Getachew Mekuria, as well as vocalists Mahmoud Ahmed and Alameo Eshete. But of course there are plenty more unsung heroes who perhaps haven't achieved the same level of international success. Let's hear from one of those. Here, played in a clapper style, is Seifu Johannes with Mela Mela.
Mela mela, mela mela, mela mela, mela mela, mela mela, mela mela, kerene beki, tere si chale hui, mela mela biye, de chilale, lera babiye, sela de minoral, ya de verseo.
So let's now take a moment to discuss Mahmoud Ahmed, one of the first singers to embrace this new Western sound brought by Mulatu to Ethiopia. The release of his Ear Mela Mela album is a landmark in the genre, featuring the previously mentioned Meskel and Rico as members of the Ibex band. Mahmoud's voice rings out with a spiritual fervour, sometimes deep and hypnotic, and at times soaring and empowering. He's my personal favourite artist from the genre, so I'm going to take this opportunity to play a couple of tracks back to back to begin to demonstrate the diversity of his performances. First up, from his 1973 self-titled LP, Kulun Mankwalesh. Then we'll follow up with something from later, 1978, the deeply spiritual sounding Fetsum Dinklijnesh.
Ooh.
ኳላታል ኩሉን ማን ኩላታል ኩሉን ማን ኳላት ኩሉን ማን ኳላት ባትንኳል እንኳን ሲያምባት ኩሉን ማን ኳላት ካንቺ ጋር አሶን ቀኗን ሶኝ መሻል ሌሊቱን መንፈሴ በህልም ይጠራሻል ኬት መጣች እያለ ሁሉም ያደንቅሻል ምን ታምር ነገር ነው ኩሉን ማን ኩሎሻል ረስተ አበጅሽኛሎጋ አበጅሽኛሎጋ ባሳብ ተገኘሽ በፍለጋ አበጅሽኛሎጋ ረስተ አበጅሽኛ ልጅ አበጅሽኛ ልጅ ባሳብ ተገኘሽ ባማላጅ አበጅሽኛ ልጅ አበጅሽኛ ሎጋ ተገኘሽ በፍለጋ አበጅሽኛ ልጅ ተገኘሽ ባማላጅ አበጅሽኛ ሎጋ ተገኘሽ በፍለጋ አበጅሽኛ ሎጋ ተገኘሽ በፍለጋ አበጅሽኛ ልጅ ተገኘሽ ባማላጅ ማን ብዬ ልሰይምሽ ምኑን ትቼ ማን ልበልሽ ፍጹም ድንቅ ልጅ ነሽ ማን ብዬ ልሰይምሽ ምኑን ትቼ ማን ልበልሽ ፍጹም ድንቅ ልጅ ነሽ ድንቅ ልጅ ድንቅ ነው ውበትሽ ከዋክብት ናቸው አይኖችሽ አቤት ቅርጸ ሥራው የከናፍርሽ ፈገግማ ስትይ ሌላ ነው ጥርስሽ ማን ብዬ ልሰይምሽ ምኑን ትቼ ማን ልበልሽ ፍጹም ድንቅ ልጅ ነሽ ማን ብዬ ልሰይምሽ ምኑን ትቼ ማን ልበልሽ ፍጹም ድንቅ ልጅ ነሽ ፊትሽ ቅርጹ ውበቱ ማስደሰቱ አሉሽ ሽፋል ቅንድብ ለድምቀቱ ያስልካካ አፍንጫ በጠይም መልክሽ ላይ የውበት ቅርጽ ይዞ አርጎሻል የበላይ ማን ብዬ ልሰይምሽ ምኑን ትቼ ማን ልበልሽ ፍጹም ድንቅ ልጅ ነሽ ማን ብዬ ልሰይምሽ ምኑን ትቼ ማን ልበልሽ ፍጹም ድንቅ ልጅ ነሽ ጥቁር ሐር መሳይ ነው ጸጉርሽ በትከሻሽ ወርዶ አልብሶሽ አሟልቶ ፈጥሮሻል ምንም አይጎልሽም ድንቅ ልጅ ድንቅ ነሽ በሌላ አልጥራሽ ማን ብዬ ልሰይምሽ ምኑን ትቼ ማን ልበልሽ ፍጹም ድንቅ ልጅ ነሽ ማን ብዬ ልሰይምሽ ምኑን ትቼ ማን ልበልሽ ፍጹም ድንቅ ልጅ ነሽ ፍጹም ድንቅ ልጅ ነሽ
So we're next going to take a look at another infamous Ethiopian singer, Alameo Eshete, known by many as the Ethiopian James Brown, but also linked to Elvis and Sinatra, though I personally find these comparisons a bit more tenuous. Eshete was a huge part of the swinging Addis scene and took more of a funk approach to Ethiopian music. His huge personality cannot be denied on every one of his tracks, like this, Chero Adari Nenyi.
ስሙ 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 ሞዳችሁ ታሪኬን ባጭሩ ሲላጫውታችሁ ታሪኩ እንደዚህ ነው ስራዬ እንዳልሰራ ምቀኛ የበዛ አለፈ ጊዜያቱ በዋዛ ፈዛዛ ስሙ የማደፍረኝ ጭሮ አዳሪ ነኝ ምቀኛ አይበዝቶ ባያስጨንቀኝ የምበላ ባጣቱም የማድር የሰው የማልሻ ላገኝ የምኖር ረሃብ የማደፍረኝ ጭሮ አዳሪ ነኝ ምቀኛ በዝቶ ባያስጨንቀኝ ለዚህ ነው ከልቤ እንዲህ ያሳሰበኝ ሰፈሩን እንድለው ጭሮ የማድር ነኝ
So this golden era of Ethiopian music, also known as the Belle Epoque, which began in the late 1960s, ended all of a sudden in 1974 with the arrival of the Derg, the Marxist regime of Mengistu Haile Mariam. Like many other Marxist and communist regimes, suppression of Western and liberal ideas was a mainstay, including, unfortunately, Ethio jazz. Many musicians fled the country or simply stopped performing altogether. Thankfully, the downfall of the Soviet Union meant the communist regime in Ethiopia lost their biggest supporter and was soon overthrown. A democracy was installed and the revival of Ethiopian music started in 1991. I'm now going to play one of my favourite pieces of Ethiopian music for you, by an artist known as Gurme Beyene. I love the vocals on this track. The enunciation of some of the sounds of the language just really pop. The track is entitled Ene Negen Beyemanesh.
እንደርጎ የነጡት ግጥም ያሉት ጥርስሽ ከሩቅ ይስባሉ ኮብላላ አይኖችሽ እረዳሌ ባትሽ ሳንቃ ነው ደረትሽ መልክሽ ጸገነት ሰው በቁም ገዳይነሽ መልክሽ ጸገነት ሰው በቁም ገዳይነሽ ወርቅ እንቁ አልማዝ ነሽ ኢትዮጵያዊት ሎጋ ሁሉ ያደነቀሽ ከቆላ እስከ ደጋ ይሄው የድልሽን እንቺ መታሰቢያ ስምሽ ነው ከእንግዲህ ወይዘሪት ኢትዮጵያ ስምሽ ነው ከእንግዲህ ወይዘሪት ኢትዮጵያ ወዝሽ ሎሚ ብርቱካን ነው ጉንጭሽ ጸጉርሽ ያበሰሎም መቃ ነው አንገትሽ ጡቶችሽ መንደሬን ያስቆምጂነት ያለሽ እንከን የሌለብሽ ከቆንጆች በላይ ነሽ እንከን የሌለብሽ ከቆንጆች በላይ ነሽ.
On the subject of musicians that left their homeland of Ethiopia, I'd like to touch on the story of a Washington-based taxi driver, a man I mentioned toward the start of the show, Haile Mergia. His way around censorship by the Derg dictatorship was to produce instrumental works, as it tended to be lyrics that drew the attention of the government to the music. However, during a tour of the US in the 1980s, Haile and many of his Walia's band decided to stay in America, effectively ending the band for good. Haile still wrote and recorded some music in the years to follow, but was effectively lost to time until the rediscovery of his music in recent years by the Awesome Tapes from Africa record label. Reissues of his works have now seen him step back into his role as a musician, and he tours the world again, playing to a new generation of fans. I had the pleasure of DJing alongside him a few years ago, and his humility and kindness was heartwarming to see. Here is his track Bati Bati from the Wede Harar Guzo album.
ምነው ተነሺ ከልቤ ላይ ምነው ብትነሺ ከልቤ ላይ እኔም እንደ ሰው አልሆንም ወይ ምነው ብትነሺ ከልቤ ላይ ምነው ተነሺ ከልቤ ላይ ምነው ብትነሺ ከልቤ ላይ እኔም እንደ ሰው አልሆንም ወይ ምነው ብትነሺ ከልቤ ላይ ያልገባኝ ነገር ያልተረዳሁት ምን አይቼ ነው የደነገጥኩት ቆንጆ ቆንጆ ብዙ አይቻለሁ ግን ባንቺ ፍቅር ተረትቻለሁ ያምርባታል በሷ ላይ ውበቷ ነው አታላይ እስኪ ውረጅ ባንገትሽ ያስደስታል እስክስታሽ ያምርባታል በሷ ላይ ውበቷ ነው አታላይ እስኪ ውረጅ ባንገትሽ ያስደስታል እስክስታሽ ምነው ተነሺ ከልቤ ላይ ምነው ብትነሺ ከልቤ ላይ እኔም እንደ ሰው አልሆንም ወይ ምነው ብትነሺ ከልቤ ላይ ፈረሴን ጫኖ ለገስግስ ሰክሬ ልምጣ በፍቅሯ ድግስ እንደ በረሃው እንደ ነዳዶ ባየሽው ፍቅርሽ ልቤን ማለዶ ያምርባታል በሷ ላይ ውበቷ ነው አታላይ እስኪ ውረጅ ባንገትሽ ያስደስታል እስክስታሽ ያምርባታል በሷ ላይ ውበቷ ነው አታላይ እስኪ ውረጅ ባንገትሽ ያስደስታል እስክስታሽ መች እንደገና እኮ መች እንደ አሃ ከልቤ ላይ ምነው ብትነሺ ከልቤ ላይ እኔም እንደ ሰው አልሆንም ወይ ምነው ብትነሺ ከልቤ ላይ አሃ ደምቃ እንድትታይ በዚያ ውበቷ ሽቶ ይርከፍከፍ በሰውነቷ የአባይ ዳር ኮይ የምትመጠጭ ገብተሽ ከልቤ አርፈሽ ተቀመጭ ያምርባታል በሷ ላይ ውበቷ ነው አታላይ እስኪ ውረጅ ባንገትሽ ያስደስታል እስክስታሽ ያምርባታል በሷ ላይ ውበቷ ነው አታላይ እስኪ ውረጅ ባንገትሽ ያስደስታል እስክስታሽ መች እንደገና ተኮ ተይስልሽ እንዲያ በኮ ውረጅ ውረጅ እንደገና
Following that piece from Hailu, we heard from Muluken Melese with Tenesh Kelebe Lai. Now let's contrast that with something much slower, getting right back into it with another piece from the heart of Gurma Beyene, this time arranged by Mulatu Estatke himself with the track Set Alamene.
እምባይን ሁሉ ባንቺ ያዘን አፈሰስኩኝ በዚህ ዓለም መፈጠሬን አማረርኩኝ እምባዬ ፈሶ አልፎልኛል ያንቺ እምባ ግን ይቀጥላል መጀመሪያ አንቺን ሳገኝ ተደስቼ እውነት መስሎኝ ልቤን ሰጠሁሽ ተዝናንቼ ከሴቶቹ ሁሉ አብልጬ አንቺን ወደድኩ ተሳስቼ ከሴቶቹ ሁሉ አብልጬ አንቺን ወደድኩ ተሳስቼ ቁጭ ካልኩበት አስነስተሽ ተዋውቀሽኝ ጠብቀኝ ብለሽ ሳላስበው ተለየሽኝ ካንቺ ወዲያ ሴት አላምንም ለማግኘት አልሞክርም ካንቺ ወዲያ ሴት አላምንም ለማግኘት አልሞክርም እምባይን ሁሉ ባንቺ ሐዘን አፈሰስኩኝ በዚህ ዓለም መፈጠሬን አማረርኩኝ እምባዬ ፈሶ አልፎልኛል ያንቺም ባክን ይቀጥላል እምባዬ ፈሶ አልፎልኛል ያንቺም ባክን ይቀጥላል ያለፈ አልፏል ካሁን ወዲህ አንገናኝም እንደ ዱሮው የማከብርሽ አይመስለኝም ይቅርታ ብትይ አልቀበልም ካንቺ ወዲያ ሴት አላምንም ይቅርታ ብትይ አልቀበልም ካንቺ ወዲያ ሴት አላምንም ካንቺ ወዲያ ሴት አላምንም ካንቺ ወዲያ ሴት አላምንም
Now it only seemed right before the end of the show to touch on the Ethiopic series. Starting in 1997, Francis Farsetto, a Frenchman who travelled to Ethiopia and discovered so much of the music that we now know as Ethio jazz, brought it to a Western audience. Now a series of 30 CDs exploring both Ethiopian jazz and traditional styles of music from the country, as well as Eritrea. He really did bring this music to a global platform. The Ethiopic CD series was my personal introduction to not only Ethiopian jazz, but actually music from outside of Europe in general. Many thanks if you've been listening. I hope you found this educational, a little bit more formal than my usual shows, something a bit different. And to finish off, another favourite of mine and an absolute barn burner from Teshome Metaku. This is his track Hasabe. Once again, thanks for listening. This has been Through the Years. I've been Ed from the Grey Area. I'll catch you on the next Grey Area show. You've been locked into News Radio. Take care of yourselves. See you next time.